Welcome to the Shurley English Workshop Series. Today's topic is how to teach pattern 4 sentences with confidence. As your students learn different sentence patterns and how all the parts work together to write them, writing sentences becomes easier and more interesting. Shurley English helps students make the connection between grammar, skills, and writing by using a unique combination of features. Abstract concepts become clear and logical using these concrete, multi-sensory strategies that support all types of learners. Today's presentation will take you through the features necessary to teach Sentence Pattern 4. Students must have an understanding of what it takes to write a complete sentence, so it's a good idea to begin with a review of the sentence jingle. After reciting it, remind your students that when we write or speak, we can use many different types of sentences to express what we want to say. Some sentences are long and some are short, but there are 5 things that all sentences have in common. Complete sentences contain a subject, a verb, complete sense. They begin with a capital letter and end with an end mark. The number of possible word combinations to create sentences is almost limitless, but there are a limited number of sentence patterns. A sentence pattern is the pattern or order of the core parts of the sentence. This chart illustrates the core parts of each sentence pattern and the level where each pattern is introduced and reinforced. Traditional textbooks teach these same patterns, but you might notice a slight difference. Shurley English always labels a noun by its job. For instance, take a look at the first pattern. Instead of saying that the core of a Pattern 1 sentence includes just a noun and a verb, making it the noun-verb pattern, we teach students to call the noun by its job. We teach them to label and classify this as a subject-noun-verb, Pattern 1. The blue labels illustrate the noun jobs in each sentence pattern. Students will learn sentence patterns 1 through 3 before they are introduced to Pattern 4. Let's review the core parts of these patterns quickly. The core parts of a Pattern 1 sentence include a subject noun and a verb, and they must be located first. Shurley English teaches students how to ask the right questions to get answers, which will help them identify these parts in the sentence. This feature is known as the question and answer flow. Let's use this sentence to label and classify the core parts only. Ready? The lost duck flew near the barn. What flew near the barn? Duck, subject noun. What is being said about duck? Duck flew. Verb. After the core parts have been located, the question and answer flow has an order of operations that helps students move through the sentence in a logical and sequential way to label and classify the other words in the sentence that modify the core parts. The Q&A flow also includes a skill check that identifies prepositional phrases, labels the kind of sentence, and separates the complete subject from the complete predicate. Eventually, students will also check for adverb exceptions and natural and inverted word order during the skill check. Now let's take a look at Pattern 2. The core parts of a Pattern 2 sentence include a subject noun, a verb transitive, and a direct object. The direct object is a noun that completes the meaning of the sentence. The Q&A flow provides logical steps to not only identify the subject, noun, verb, and direct object, it also includes a step where the verb is labeled and classified as a transitive verb, meaning it transfers action from the subject to the direct object. In addition, an ounce of foreshadowing occurs in Pattern 2 that will actually help us when we label and classify Pattern 4 sentences. You see, when the Q&A flow asks if the direct object means the same thing as the subject noun, as long as the answer is no, you can confidently identify the noun as a direct object. In a Pattern 4 sentence, the answer to the question will be yes, which means the noun has a different job. That's what I plan to show you today. Let's quickly review the core parts of a Pattern 2 sentence. Ready? Alex bought a truck. Who bought a truck? Alex. Subject noun. What is being said about Alex? Alex bought. Verb. Alex bought what? Truck. Verify the noun. Does truck mean the same thing as Alex? No. Truck. Direct object. Bought. Verb transitive. Remember that the question and answer flow will continue to move students through the order of operations to successfully label and classify the other words in the sentence and complete the skill check. The skill check for Pattern 2 includes a new step that helps students recheck the verb to ensure that it's been labeled as a verb transitive. Now let's quickly review the core parts of a Pattern 3 sentence. The core parts of a Pattern 3 sentence include one additional noun. The core contains a subject noun, a verb transitive, an indirect object, and a direct object. During this sentence pattern, students learn that an indirect object receives what the direct object names. Let's review the core parts only. Ready? Alex bought me a truck. Who bought me a truck? Alex. Subject noun. What is being said about Alex? Alex bought. Verb. Alex bought what? Truck. Verify the noun. Does truck mean the same thing as Alex? No. Truck. Direct object. Bought. Verb transitive. Alex bought truck for whom? Me. Indirect object. Students will follow the Q&A flow to label and classify the rest of the sentence. The question and answer flow is truly a unique feature that provides the repetition students need to master parts of speech and other important skills that are necessary to build good sentences. Now that we have reviewed sentence patterns 1 through 3, let's talk about the parts of a Pattern 4 sentence. A Pattern 4 sentence has two nouns and a linking verb. The pattern is labeled in Shurley English as subject noun linking verb predicate noun pattern 4. To help you understand the bigger picture, I've decided to share some information about noun jobs since you'll be introducing a new noun job in pattern 4. Students have learned that nouns can have different jobs or functions in a sentence. They have studied 4 of these jobs already. A noun can be a subject, an object of the preposition, a direct object, an indirect object. Now students will learn about a new noun job. Pattern 4 sentences include the predicate noun. The lesson will begin with students going over the predicate noun jingle. They will recite it a couple of times until they can recite it together smoothly. The predicate noun jingle sounds like this if you choose to chant it. A predicate noun is a special noun in the predicate that means the same as the subject, the simple subject. A predicate noun follows after a linking verb. To locate a predicate noun, ask what or who after the verb and verify the answer. Verify that the noun and the predicate means the same thing as the subject, the simple subject. You might want to ask your students to briefly review the 3rd stanza of the Verb Jingle. They've been reciting information about linking verbs since level 1, but Pattern 4 will be the first time they learn to apply the information. Some common linking verbs include am, is, are, was, and were, looks, becomes, grows, and feels. After jingle time, students will learn more about predicate nouns, linking verbs, and Pattern 4 sentences during the lesson. Let's take a look at the lesson first, and then I'll show you how to apply the question and answer flow. Let's begin. There are 3 important things students must understand about a predicate noun. First of all, they must understand that a predicate noun is a noun in the predicate part of the sentence that means the same thing as the subject noun. Then students need to know the question to ask in order to locate a predicate noun using the Q&A flow. To find a predicate noun, ask what or who after the verb. Finally, students need to know how to label the predicate noun. A predicate noun is labeled with the abbreviation PRN. That's a capital P, lowercase r, and a capital N. After the lesson about the predicate noun, students will learn two important things about linking verbs. First of all, they will learn that a linking verb links the subject to a predicate noun. A predicate noun is always located after a linking verb. In the example, blueberries and fruit mean the same thing. Students learn that the linking verb are links the subject to the predicate noun. The second thing they need to know about linking verbs is that a linking verb is not an action verb because it shows a state of being. It tells what the subject is instead of what the subject does. Check out the linking verb are again in the example sentence. As you can tell, the verb is not expressing an action. The linking verb shows a state of being. After going over the important information about linking verbs, students need to learn some specific information about pattern 4. There are two things we will go over. First of all, sentence patterns identify the core parts of sentences. The fourth pattern, pattern 4, has three core parts: a subject noun, a linking verb, and a predicate noun. Then, when the core parts of a pattern 4 sentence are identified, students will use these labels as they actually say subject noun, linking verb, predicate noun, pattern 4. Allow me to demonstrate the Q&A flow to label and classify the example sentence correctly. Ready? Blueberries are my favorite fruit. What are my favorite fruit? Blueberries. Subject noun. What is being said about blueberries? Blueberries are. Verb. Blueberries are what? Fruit. Verify the noun. Does fruit mean the same thing as blueberries? Yes. Fruit. Predicate noun. Are. Linking verb. What kind of fruit? Favorite. Adjective. Whose fruit? My. Possessive pronoun adjective. Subject noun, linking verb, predicate noun, pattern 4 skill check. Linking verb, check again. No prepositional phrases. Period, statement, declarative sentence, go back to the verb. Divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is this sentence in a natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. As you know, learning how to ask the right questions to get answers will help your students identify the parts of a pattern 4 sentence. So, let's label and classify this sentence together using the Q&A flow. Ready? Dad is an excellent carpenter. Who is an excellent carpenter? Dad. Subject noun. What is being said about Dad? Dad is. Verb. Dad is what? Carpenter. Verify the noun. Does carpenter mean the same thing as dad? Yes. Carpenter. Predicate noun. Is. Linking verb. What kind of carpenter? Excellent. Adjective. An. Article adjective. Subject noun, linking verb, predicate noun, pattern 4 skill check. Linking verb, check again. No prepositional phrases. Period, statement, declarative sentence, go back to the verb. Divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is this sentence in a natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. As a reminder, teaching scripts are provided in your teacher's manual to help you accurately follow the Q&A flow. We will now label 2 more sentences together. Ready? Mom is a talented singer. Who is a talented singer? Mom. Subject noun. What is being said about Mom? Mom is. Verb. Mom is what? Singer. verify the noun. Does singer mean the same thing as mom? Yes, singer. Predicate noun is linking verb. What kind of singer? Talented. Adjective A. Article adjective. Subject noun linking verb predicate noun pattern 4 skill check. Linking verb check again. No prepositional phrases. Period statement declarative sentence go back to the verb. Divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is this sentence in a natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Great job. Now for the final sentence. Ready? Our dog is a beautiful collie. What is a beautiful collie? Dog. Subject noun. What is being said about dog? Dog is. Verb. Dog is what? Collie. Verify the noun. Does collie mean the same thing as dog? Yes. Collie. Predicate noun is. Linking verb. What kind of collie? Beautiful. Adjective. A. Article adjective. Whose dog? Our. Possessive pronoun adjective. Subject noun linking verb predicate noun pattern 4 skill check. Linking verb check again. No prepositional phrases. Period statement declarative sentence go back to the verb. Divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is this sentence in a natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Good work. Remember, practice and repetition of the question and answer flow will increase students' understanding of the 8 parts of speech and how they work together to build good sentences. Let's move on to the noun check. What do we do with the predicate noun when we have a noun check? As students continue to develop their knowledge, skills, and practice using predicate nouns, they will learn to include them when they complete a noun check. As they scan the sentence from left to right, looking for noun job labels, students must decide whether the word beneath it is a noun or a pronoun. If it is a noun, it will be circled. If it is a pronoun, it will not be circled. Let's take a look at this pattern 4 sentence and recite the noun check together. Ready? Sentence 1. Compound subject noun Smoky Hollow. Yes, it is a noun. Compound subject noun Piney Forest. Yes, it is a noun. Predicate noun Parks. Yes, it is a noun. Good job. Locating nouns in a sentence is just one part of a noun check. Remember that students will continue in the skill builder to identify these nouns as singular or plural, common or proper. Now let's turn our attention to sentence blueprints. Students have been using sentence blueprints to write sentences since Pattern 1 because they help students learn how to integrate grammar knowledge into the writing process. They also help students build their revision skills. Let me show you how easy it is to write a Pattern 4 sentence using a sentence blueprint. Once the labels are filled in, students will use the Q&A flow to help them write their own Pattern 4 sentence. They must write the sentence using the same order of operations as the Q&A flow, so they know they must start with the core parts first. They must begin by coming up with who or what their sentence will be about. They must begin with the subject noun. This student decided to write about an answer. Next, the student must come up with their verb choice. They know that this must be a linking verb, not an action verb. This student asked, "What is being said about answer?" Answer is. Verb. Next, the student must determine their predicate noun. They know the predicate noun must mean the same thing as the subject noun. They ask the question, answer is what? And this student chose the word 8. Students also know to continue using the Q&A flow to verify everything. So they ask, does 8 mean the same thing as answer? Yes. 8, predicate noun. is linking verb. Following the Q&A flow, the student sees that they must develop a prepositional phrase. This student decided to use the preposition to. After selecting the preposition, the student knows they must use the preposition to help them determine the object of the preposition. They simply ask, to what? This student came up with the word problem as their object of the preposition. The students know they must come up with two adjectives to modify the object of the preposition. For the first one, the student asks, what kind of problem? And the word choice they selected was the word math. For the second adjective, the student asked the question, which problem? The word choice they came up with was the word this. The only word choice left to determine is the article adjective at the beginning of the sentence, and this student chose the article adjective the. Now let's read the Pattern 4 sentence that this student wrote using a sentence blueprint. It says, the answer to this math problem is 8. After writing a sentence blueprint, students will move into the revision phase and actually revise their sentence. Building and revising sentences helps students develop the revision skills and sentence sense they need to be able to write good paragraphs and essays. As our presentation comes to an end, I hope you can see that teaching Pattern 4 is easy for you and your students using Shurley English. As students learn to use a variety of sentence patterns when writing, their sentence fluency increases and their writing improves. Stay tuned for upcoming presentations that will show you how to teach the remaining 3 sentence patterns. Thank you for attending this edition of the Shurley English Workshop Series. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our language arts instructional videos. For more information about our curriculum, please visit us at www.shurley.com.